Hey, what's up, everybody? Is the crypto price going to break down because of the Trump tariffs that everybody's screaming and hollering about? Or is it already priced in and people already know it's here? It's not like it's new news, right? Just like when Trump became president, or Trump was declared the winner, we exploded. But then once everyone realized, okay, he's going to be president, that's when we kind of just chilled out, right? So now, are we going to break down, right? I mean, it's possible that that could happen, but at the same time, I want to talk about a new count here, and kind of considered it before, but it didn't really have a good shape, so I didn't really discuss it too much. But what we could see here is potentially a A. So we have an A. We could put the B here, and then we could put the C here. This potentially was the D, and now we're going down into wave E. And this should be the low, right? This should be the low. So the biggest thing we need to watch for if the price is going to break down is, do we take out this low here? Do we take out, what is that low there? That is exactly at $1.90 or so. So if we take that out, then it's going to be, it's not going to be as nice, because it's going to go against other examples of higher lows being set in here, right? Then we get a lower low set. It just doesn't have the right look anymore. So yeah, let's see if we can get this triangle to work its way back up. The good thing that I see is we have 5 waves, or so it appears. Let's take a look here. Look at that. We hit the low. We had 1, 2. All right, and then we had 1, 2, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1, 2, all of that's 3. This is 4. This is 5. So we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave move down. So now the question is, okay, do we have bullish divergence between the third and the fifth? Well, let's take a look. Absolutely, we have 1 hour bullish divergence. I mean, it's very strong. Let's see if it's on the 2 hours chart. It's on the 2 hour, and it's even stronger. It looks really good on the 2 hour. Let's go to the 3 hour. It's on the 3 hour. Amazing. Now, one more, the 4 hour chart. This is the one that counts. Do we have bullish divergence on the 4 hour? Yes, we got it. We got it. Look at that. We're oversold, right? So we have a low. We have a low. And then we make a higher low, but the price makes a lower low. That is bullish divergence. So that's great. We have it on the 4 hour. What about the 6 hour? We even have it on the 6 hour. And the 6 hour, I like the 6 hour. I like that wick right there. That's a nice wick. 8 hour. Oh my God, we even have it on the 8 hour. So we're solid. What about the 12 hour? We even have it on the 12 hour. What about the daily? We do not have it on the daily. So I'm pretty sure that wasn't going to be the case, because there's really no wave here on the daily anyway. So it doesn't even constitute, right? So what I'm really saying here is that this needs to be the low. If it is not the low, then we're screwed. I mean, that's just what it is. I mean, if this is a descending triangle, we could pop up a little bit in 3 waves and then just come down like this and then set a new low, and then eventually maybe come back up at a later time, right? So that's a real possibility. But I'll tell you what, I am not confident enough to short the breakdown, because this just seems like a trap to me. Unless the only way I would short it is if we broke down and then we back tested it and then we tested it as resistance and we couldn't get back above it. And then we come back down again. But if we set a new low or if we make a higher low and attempt to break it again, that could be a problem, right? But this low right here has to be taken out. So then as this gets taken out, that's your short right there. That's your short, because then it kind of confirms the breakdown versus just shorting it as soon as it breaks the line, because a lot of times it comes right back and it's a fake out. So let's take a look at the super small time frame. So 30-minute chart. Let's go down to the 5-minute chart. I'm trying to see. Okay, so we only have 3. Looks like we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we have 3 waves. So nothing special, right? Is this going to come up for 5? And then we get some kind of diagonal, maybe. We'll see. But yeah, we definitely have divergence between the low. We only had 3 waves up here. I actually took a shot at buying it here. We came up, we took the low. I didn't like all the bottlenecking in here. I was really concerned that we would have a big dump. But, you know, we kind of did right here. But that was, it was a pretty much a V-shape. It was a V-shape rebound, which is good. So now it's all about, well, now what? What's going to happen now? Well, we'll find out. What I think is going to happen is, obviously we have, you know, if this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then that could be the 3rd wave. So if this is 1, 2, and all of this is 3, if we go up and get 4, then we can come down in 5 like this and create a little bit more divergence without taking the low, build a little base, you know, flag out a little bit, and then continue higher. So that's kind of like, if we have, that's kind of like our last line in the sand here. If we go up in 3. Now, if we go up in 5, then there's a chance that this was over, right? We had 3 down, we had 3 up, and then we had 1, 2, 3 back down. So that's a 3-wave move right there. So you have 3 waves down, which means you would have, if this was a 5-wave move, or even it could be possibly 3 too, but likely you would go up in 1, 2, 3 up. You would go up in 3. Most likely taking out this high at 260. So that's kind of what I'm thinking here. Let's see how it all plays out. I don't know. It's a tough. The reason why it's hard, not so much the price action. I mean, the price action is purely technical. What makes it difficult is all the narratives and all the fear and all the fake news and the tariffs and all that stuff. The stock market coming down, you know, that just puts a lot of pressure on something that otherwise would be bullish, right? I mean, there's no reason why crypto would be bearish. I mean, what on the only thing that's bearish for crypto is things that are not related to crypto, like the tariffs or the recession talks or people, you know. And personally, I don't believe the tariffs are directly responsible for the price coming down. They are used, just like COVID wasn't directly responsible for the stock market coming down. It was the fear that the fake news injected into the people, and that fear basically rippled throughout like a big wave of fear through everyone, which pushed them to leave the market, right? So you got cascading liquidations. The one thing I really like about XRP is that despite all of the carnage, see, despite all the carnage, we haven't broken down. So we knew the tariffs. Everybody knows the tariffs are coming. Everybody knows the tariffs are here. So it's not like it's new. It's not like it's like, oh my God, this is new. This is old. We know this already. So that's just, just like when FTX collapsed, right? Nobody knew it would collapse. It happened, and then everyone was shocked, and then it brought the Bitcoin price and the crypto price down further, right? But then once everyone realized, okay, it collapsed, it's no good. Sam Bankman-Fried is a fraud. Then everybody kind of realized it, and it's like, okay, now what? Well, now we can move past it because we already know about it. Like, it's old news. It doesn't really matter, you know. But the problem is the tariffs are not affecting crypto price. They're affecting the stock market price, which affects the liquidity, the way liquidity moves around the world, which then basically kind of dries it up, which then inadvertently affects crypto. And that's the problem. So, but what I'm saying is, despite all of that, we're still holding a miracle. This is a miracle. We're still holding in here. But the shape is not really that nice, because if this comes up in 3, we can easily just come on down, right? And break down if this is a descending triangle. So that's the cause for concern. But I don't think that will happen, because if you look at Bitcoin is really close to backtesting its previous all-time high. It's about $10,000 away. Let's see, what's the percentage of that? It's about 10% away from breaking, from touching that line. So 10% down, that would definitely take us below the range. But let's see, 10%, that actually still keeps us within that tiny threshold of space. But here's the cool thing. We have not only the monthly chart ending today. The monthly chart is ending today, which looks like a gravestone doji. It doesn't look good. It's not a nice looking candle to me. So, we have 5.5 hours before this candle ends. So what's going to happen once it ends? And not only that, but we also have the quarterly candle about to end, and that's a big deal. So the 3-month candle, right? Because we have January, February, March. The next one's going to be April, May, June, right? So if we look at the quarterly candle, that's going to be the 3-month chart right there. You can see it looks like it's going to trade green. And we're going to have the highest quarterly candle in XRP's history. Think about that for just 1 second there. XRP, everyone's talking, oh, the tariffs, everybody's talking about that, and the price coming down, and all the carnage, and all the fear, and it's over with, and the bull run is over. By the way, the bull run never started, because in order for the bull run to be over, you would have had to have a bull run to begin with, but we never had a bull run, right? XRP hasn't had a bull run since back over here, back long time ago, 2017, right? So more, 7 years plus ago, that's when we had a bull market. This was a bear market. This was the retrace. This was coming back down to set a higher low, and this was this was our reaccumulation. And then we break out, and now we're at the verge of a bull run. This is not the bull run is over. We're at the verge of a bull run, right? So, and when you can say, oh, well, Bitcoin. Yeah, that's the only one, right? Bitcoin entered a bull run when it broke 70K. So it's been in a bull run for approximately 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a little longer than a year. So it's been in a bull run for a little bit, but it's not really significant, you know? Like if you look at Theta, let me get the other chart here if I can find it really quick. If you look at Theta, Theta's been in a bear market since back in 2021. So when people, I just don't understand, oh, the bull run's over. What bull run? There's no bull run. We haven't had a bull run. We're still in the bear market, right? And in order to get a bull run, the price, this is why Theta was not my biggest holding, guys, because Theta didn't have the structure like XRP. But if this is 3 waves up and this is 3 waves down, and then we get 1, 2, 3, 5 up, right? Or even 3, because markets can go 3, 3, and 3, or 3, 3, and 5, or 5, 3, 5. So anyways, we have a 3-wave move up. Guess what? We could go to $8 and we would still be in a bear market. All right. So then we would have to come back down a little bit and then maybe go sideways a little bit and then break out. And guess what? We're still in a bear market, right? And then you have a rise, crash, retrace. There's your retrace. You come down for reaccumulation. And then you get up here, and then you flag out, and then you break out. That's when the bull run starts, right? Then you got a nice cup and a nice handle. You got a cup and handle pattern here, right? So we are a long ways away from that, unless it's going to be kind of like Ethereum, where you have the W model, which very well could be the case, and you just kind of get up here, you flag out, and then you make that top. Very possible we can get something like that. If we look at a ETH really quick, you could see that's exactly what happened over here, right? We came up, we came back down, we had a little bit of a bounce, we came back down, we had a higher low, and then we had the biggest bull run. Maybe not the biggest bull run, but we had a massive bull run for Ethereum. You know, Ethereum went, I mean, oh my God, Ethereum was at like $80, $88, and it went all the way up to almost $5,000. So that's a big move. On percentage terms, it's not too great. Actually, never mind. No, percentages, it was fantastic. I mean, you had a 5,000% move, basically a 50x. So it was very strong. So you had a 50x move. You had a 5,000% move right here. And everyone's like, why is Ethereum bearish? Because it just had a 5,000% move. And it didn't correct in 3. See, now it's correcting in 3. Look, 1, 2, and now it's coming down for 3. So it's correcting in a 3-wave shape. That's what you want, right? Now, there was an option. You can say, well, how come we didn't discuss this? Because I just discussed this before, and my response to that is we did discuss this before, but not on the 3-month chart. Because if you look, this is the chart we're used to looking at right here, and here was the idea, right? So if this was a diagonal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which I had a hard time believing because the proportionality, but if it was, we had a 3-way pullback, right? And we could be flagging out, and we could go up to set another high. That was a definite possibility. But when we get rejected here and we came back down, now it looks like we have 3 waves down, right? This is our 3-wave move down. So we have 3 waves up. So we have, well, no, actually we have 3 waves down. That's a expanded flat. We have 3 waves up. That's your retrace. And then we have 3 waves back down. But it doesn't look finished. It could come down lower. That's the problem. It could come down lower. And this could be a WXY, a 3-wave correction before going back up. So, or even a rise, crash, retrace, reaccumulation, sideways, blast off, right? So yeah, the reason Ethereum isn't performing like everyone believed it would, is because it already performed. Look at Ethereum. It had a massive bull run. It had another massive bull run. And then it went up again. So, but if you look at XRP, it only went up once, right? It only went up once. Everything here is just ranging. This is why XRP is so much more bullish than Ethereum. And this is why the Bitcoin maxi, Ethereum maxi crowd is upset. And to be quite honest, they don't even care if the price comes down, because they want it to come down because they want to crush XRP. They would rather see XRP fail than Ethereum do well. And that's pretty sad. But anyways, let's return back to our idea here. So if this is a triangle, A, B, C, D, E, right? We have a triangle here. Then we can get up. We want to get up in 5, and then we want to flag out, and then we want to break out. That's what we need to see. If we go up in 3, it's going to be an issue. So we want to go up in 5. So there we go. So here's the other idea. The other idea we talked about yesterday, which is, we're flagging out to the downside here, just like that. And yeah, all we're doing is just flagging out, 3 up, 3 down, 3 up, right? See, the only thing I don't like is this Trump pump. See, man, because this wave here really just, if that never happened, I really would love to see a chart in a world where that never happened, because it just made it, because the thing is like, okay, you have 3 down, you have 3 waves up, and then you have 1. See how it went up above this high? It wasn't supposed to do that, right? So 1, it was supposed to come up halfway and then come down. So let's count it like that just to see. So we have 3 down, we have 3 up, we have 3 back down, right? And then we have whatever is going on here, right? So is this going to be another 3 up? See, that's why it doesn't really make sense with this wave. So if we do it the other way, 3 waves down, right? We have 3 waves up. And then this right here could be 1, 2, 3 waves down. And that's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking for the bearish idea. The bullish idea is obviously is we hold the lows in here and we continue higher, but the count would be the triangle. The bearish idea could be something like this, where you get a W, an X, a Y, an X, and a Z, right? So it's like a triple correction, the same type of correction Bitcoin did back in the day here. Remember yesterday we were talking about this right over here. So if we compare XRP to Bitcoin, you can see it's in that same type of situation here, where you have this flag. Actually, I'm going to have to get rid of all of this. There we go. You can see 1, 2, 3, and then we flag out 4, W, X, Y, X, Z. Same thing here, 1, 2, 3. This could be W, X, Y, X, Z. We could be flagging out just like over here, right? You get 1, 2, 3, and then you flag out for 4. Then you go up and get 5. 1, 2, 3, you flag out for 4. Then you go up and get 5. That's a very real possibility. But with all the tariff talks and all the fear and all that, people don't believe that's going to happen because they know there's a lot of pain coming soon. But with pain comes opportunity for traps, right? And, you know, their thesis could be right where we're going to break to the downside, but we could come up and take the high first and then kind of do the bearish move, right? So, yeah, looking at this chart compared to here, right there, and then we can draw here. So boom, 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 boom. Same thing here. Boom, 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 boom. And then we still have one more down. Boom. Which gets us below, which probably gets us about that $1.60 to $1.80 area if this is going to continue down, right? And then we, after that, we kind of had like 3 waves up, 3 waves up, 3 waves down, 3 waves down. And then we had a 1, 2, 1, 2, and then we took off, and then we took off. So it could be something like this, right? So the fourth waves are always the most challenging, most difficult, most complex. Remember when we were looking at this wave for Bitcoin? I mean, it took a long time to figure out what it was doing, you know. And guess what? It started in March, interestingly, and it ended. And look at it all March, April, May, June, July, and August, right? We were going down, 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 right? We were just flagging out. But then once September hit, right? That's my birthday. Let's see, where was that at here? There we go. September 21st. That's really kind of, that's really when we started getting out of there. So do we have to wait all summer for this to happen? Well, if we look at the price, we're already much further along than that. So it's kind of a good thing and a bad thing. The bad thing is the summer's coming up really quick. The good thing is we still have another quarterly candle. So let's go back to the quarterly candle for a minute. If this, we really only need one more candle, right? We really only need one more candle. And by the way, again, nobody's talking about this. XRP is about to create the highest quarterly candle in XRP's history, okay? XRP is going to create the highest quarterly candle. So despite all the carnage, despite all the recession talks, the tariff talk, Trump's killing everything, the fake news, narrative, recession, all that stuff, despite all of the fear, right? Bitcoin coming down, bull market over, which never even began, but all the fear that people are insinuating, right? Because we all manifest our realities, right? When you think of something, that's a vibrational frequency you're putting in the universe. But when you think of something and then you speak it, then your voice, not only is it vibrating through thought, but it's also vibrating through your sound, right? So you manifest your realities. So anyways, here's the highest quarterly candle back in 2018, and then we had a new high, and then now so in 5 hours we're gonna have a record, okay? And so we'll see how it plays out. And then what we only need one more candle, right? We only need one more candle. So the reason why is because everything happens in ones or twos. Like you could see here, we had 2 candles up, 1 candle sideways, and 1 candle to finish. Well, guess what? That's exactly what we have now. We have 2 candles up, we have 1 candle sideways. Nobody talks about this. I don't see anybody talking about it, right? So, and then we look at, so you have 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so you have 4 candles. 1, 2, 3, You still need 4. You still need 4. And guess what? That coincides. That's confluence with everything else that we were talking about, right? So quarterly candles, you could see they don't finish strong. Like back over here, the high was all the way at $2, but the actual close was all the way down at $1. So every time we get a quarterly close, at the end of the quarter, it's a lot of times it's not that really good, right? So this is January's candle. So let's go back to January over here and January over there. So all right, so let's see one more candle. All right, so here's my candle, and I'm gonna put it right there. Look at that. Okay, there we go. All right, I was trying to copy and paste it just to kind of have a look. So there you go. So that's the candle. So we really only need one candle, guys. One more candle to push us up. So let's put this down a little bit more. There you go. So anyways, I mean, is it possible to get that? I think it is, right? Because again, you know, you had your first 2 candles up, then you had a consolidation candle, right, which is this candle right there, and then you had the finishing candle, which could potentially be coming soon. So let's see. All right, let's look at the rest of the market, and let's look at the quarterly candles. Let's start with Bitcoin. I have not looked at it yet. You know, it is what it is. You know, it's not a superly bearish candle, but it's not super bearish either. You know, it kind of reminds me of this candle here, and you can see what happened after that. We had a nice pump. Nothing too crazy, but you can also say it also looks like this one here, right? Let's see, when was that? That was back in July. All right. Yeah, nothing crazy. It looks okay. We're not going to have the highest quarterly candle close. That was last quarter for Bitcoin. Let's keep looking here. Monero looks really good. Oh my God, look at Monero. Monero is about to have its highest. Think about this first. Everyone's so bearish. The sky is falling. But zoom out and look. Yes, in the short term, it does look bearish. It does look kind of like we need another low. And I've admitted that, and I've said that's very real possibility. But again, this is the 3-month chart. This is the granddaddy chart, okay? This is the chart that has no bias. This is the chart that has, you know, it doesn't care about anything, right? Because it's every 3 months you get these candles. And we're about to have the highest quarterly candle since back in 2021, back over here, right? So what I really love about Monero is it looks exactly like XRP, right? Rise, crash, retrace, reaccumulation, you go sideways. Sideways is good. Nobody wants to go sideways, but that's where you make money. You make more money going sideways than you do anything else. The reason why is because that's when you're buying. You're buying every paycheck. How many paychecks you get every 3 months? Well, if you get 2 a month, then that's 6 paychecks, right? Each candle. So you're getting 6 paychecks each candle. 6, right? Another 6, another 6, another 6, another. That's a lot of paychecks, right? And if you take 5% of each of those paychecks and it would have just bought, you know, you'd be doing pretty good right now. Now, I'm not talking about Monero. I'm just saying in general. But yeah, Monero looks phenomenal. I think it looks great. There's nothing wrong with it. Now, when we get to the smaller time frames and I flip the chart upside down, it does look a little bearish when I flip it upside down. You can see, do we have bearish divergence? We did have, let's tone this up. Whoops, I don't know, that popped up. All right, so yeah, it's, you know, oh yeah, the divergence, that's what I was looking for. So actually, when I go to the 4-day, there was actually no divergence there. Let me see, 2-day. Yeah, you definitely have divergence on the 2-day chart. And that's all you need, right? So you have bearish divergence there. So a lot of times when that happens, you need the flat to play out. So this could be just a bigger flat, right? Boom, boom, and boom. Or if this is going to set a new low, right? So here's our shape right here. Let me just draw it with this so I don't have to erase it. So here's our shape, right? That's our shape, our 3-wave shape. All right, so as long as we work within the confines of this shape, we're respecting the flat, right? So the flat could have already ended here. It could end here. It could end here. It could end here. It could end here. Or it could be an expanded flat and end down here. I don't think so, though. This would be the last line in the sand for me right here. If we break below that, then I'm not going to even bother. And I really doubt that. But there you go. So Monero looks great. Again, the 3-month candle doesn't lie. Now, this, when you zoom in, it looks a little bit more bearish. Looks very... If we turn on the line chart real quick, let's see. So looking at the line chart, I'm going to have to change colors. We have 1, 2, 3 down. We have 1, 2, 3 up. I've never done it that way because kind of when I look at the line chart, a lot of times it can, clear things out. And then we have 1. This looks like 2, and maybe we get 3, right? So I don't really like this color because it's not. So we get 3 down, 3 up, and then 3 back down. So, yeah. So we really want to hold this area here. If we can hold this area, it kind of looks like a descending triangle, just like what XRP looks like. So if this starts to, break down like this, and then we back test it, I think the end of the move is coming, right? So to me, I'm like, well, let's just rip the Band-Aid. If we're going to go down, let's just go down and let's just get it over with, right? A lot of people think when you go down, that's it, it's over. No. When you go down, that's when it starts. People think when you go down, it's over. No. Just like when people think when we go up, it just begins. No, when you go up, it's basically over with, right? Look at Theta. When it went up, that's when it was over. When it went down, that's when it was over. When it went up, that's when it was over. When it went down, is it just going to keep going down forever? No, it's going to be over soon. It's going to be over soon. Trust me, it will be over soon. 1, 2, 3, 4. Looks like we're getting 5. Theta did break the low. So, and we talked about that, right? Did it break the low? Not quite. So, we are insanely oversold, right? Look at the 2-day chart. We haven't been this oversold on the 2-day chart since back way over here when we were at super, super lows, right? So you could technically say we have hidden bull, right? So let me change the color again. So from here to here, right? Versus from here up. See how this is kind of going up and this is flat? That's hidden bull right there. Or an example of hidden bull. But yeah, okay, look at this too. You could see this downward resistance line right here, or actually I'll just draw it. So you have this line, right? And you can see we broke out. So let's see if we can hold it, but I don't think it's quite finished yet. I think, especially if Bitcoin comes down to that area, we could actually go to where this YouTube channel began, which is all the way right here. I started the YouTube channel in October of 2023. Man, it's been that long, huh? So all of October 2023 to November 2023, that's 1 year, right? 1 year. So that 1 year was right over here. And now here we are again. Well, not quite, but so this is a good spot here. You could see this was our base. This was our base that initiated the move, right? So if this is our base that initiated the move, then it's possible that we're very close. We're right there at we're super close to backtesting this. See, that's the thing. When we broke out of this here, right down here, we broke out. We never backtested it. We never confirmed the breakout. So that could be what we're doing now. It just had to take forever to get there. And in doing so, right, you created 3 waves up, or actually it's more like 3 waves up like this because it's a flat. And then you have 3 waves down, right? And you have 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you get 4, and then you get 5. So it looks like we got a little bit more down to go, but it looks like we're really close, right? So that's Theta. I mean, look how long this move is. It's pretty long, right? And it's definitely, if not more, if not longer than this. I don't think, let's see, from the top to the bottom. All right, then I'm going to take this top. Yeah, I mean, we're literally right there. This is waves of equal length. So, and that's what I'm saying about like XRP. Like XRP's up here, right? Like this. Actually, it's more like this, right? And we haven't broken down, but you could see Theta's already at the. If Theta gets to the bottom, of this backtest level, and Bitcoin gets to its backtest level before XRP breaks down, then that's going to be a good sign, right? So, but then you have other, like, look at Theta, and then look at CRV. CRV had a big pop here, right? You kind of had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then 6 rolls back up into wave 5, and then you come down and get wave 7. Then you flag out, and then you get back to the top. Sometimes that could play, or it could be already be 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, maybe. And then we flag out, and then get back to the top. I like CRV actually, because we had a 5-wave move. It looks like. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we came down pretty aggressively. Maybe if we go up in 3 and then we come back down like this, we get a 3-way pullback. That could lead to a bigger move up. We'll see. The big one for me, XRP versus Bitcoin, we don't want, we're making higher lows. We don't want to make a lower low. We want to keep this going here. Let's look at the bull market support band. Oh, look at that. The bull market. So we finally, we tested it back over here, but look at this. We're testing it again. We're testing the bull market support band, which is pretty good. So, yeah, you could see we have 3 waves down. All right. We have 3 waves up. Look at that. Oh my God, look at this. And then we have 3 waves down. Perfect. That's what we want. We got 3, 3, 3. Now, here's the issue, though. Here's the issue. If this happens to be 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which I don't think it is, but if it is, then this should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as well. which then brings us back down, maybe not that far, maybe more like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like that. It gets us down to here, right? So we have 5, 3, 5, A, B, C. It's an expanded, or it's a flat. So 1, yeah. So there we go. But if it's 3, then it looks like we could be finished, right? 3 down, 3 waves up, 3 waves down. So that is a WXY. A low, higher low, retest the bull market support band. Looks pretty good. So yeah, let's see. So SHIB is the one that, oh, look at this. Okay, so look at the difference. Let me just take a bars pattern here. If you get as excited when we're at lows as you do when we get at tops, then you can master this, right? Because if you can tell, I'm kind of excited, you know? I'm excited for what the future holds. Look at that. There you go. Look at that, man. Look at that. Beautiful, right? Because again, you have a slam, 3 up, 3 up. You get 3 down. You get 3 down. Maybe it's not quite finished. You go sideways in here, and then you take the top. And then you take the top. Because what's at the top? The bull market support band. And look over here, we broke above the bull market support band and we held it. So I think we're far away from the bull market support band and we need to get back up there, or at least test it, right? Because we never tested it as a resistance band. And then you also have the Bitcoin death cross coming up, which is also bullish, right? When you get a death cross, a lot of times you rally into the death cross, right? So it's always the opposite of what people think. But you can see, like if we look at this over here, right? And what we're going to do is we're going to take a fib level and we're going to start it from here all the way to the top. And we're going to see, where did it go? Well, look at that. It pinpoint nailed the 702 perfectly. Look at that. 702 perfect hit. Okay. So if that's the case, then let's go back over here. So where are we at now? It's the same setup. 3 up, 3 down. Let's see where we're at. Here, Fibonacci retrace. It looks like it could be even below the 702. Yeah, it is. Look at that. Look at that. Perfect. Well, not quite. I mean, it went a little bit below, but that could be it right there. So where this reversed is where it should reverse. It wicked off the 702, much more bullish than what we see today, right? And this is a much more bullish 3-wave move because you can see how vertical it is. It's got a nice flag and a nice pop. Whereas this one over here, it's kind of a little bit weak, a little bit lethargic, but it's still got that similar shape and it went down very aggressively. So what happens after that? Well, you can kind of see we had like 1, 2, 3. We had 3 waves down, but we really only have 1 wave down, right? So I just see 1 fat wave down. So it's not really 3. That's the problem. So if this comes up and then it comes back down, then you kind of have 3 up, 3 down. So we'll see how it plays out. Yeah, I don't have 3. I just have 1 big fat move down, which is all the more the reason why I think we should rally. I think this week we should rally. Maybe not significantly, maybe not a lot, but I think we should get some kind of rally, some kind of bounce, right? Because April 2nd will happen this month, which means the trade tariffs are coming, right? But again, when something is announced, like, hey, the tariffs are going to take place April 2nd, what does that mean? That could mark the low. See, a lot of people think, no, that's going to be the beginning of the bear market. But that could be the end of this correction. Just like how when you go back to, for example, when you go back to Bitcoin, right? And you go down here, C19, people thought, okay, this is the beginning of a multi-year downturn. When in reality, that marked the end. Just like when we had Saturday Night Live, Elon Musk, Coinbase IPO, all of this good news, a lot of good news happening at here. So that means we should continue higher, but it actually marked the top. Just like back down over here, we had Three Arrows Capital, Celsius, FTX collapse. We had all of these issues down here, which caused the collapse. But guess what? That happened at the end of a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave move. It happened at the end of the wave. It happened at the end of the wave. Well, you could say that's the same thing. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we had a lot of good news. We had Trump win. We had we're getting hopefully regulation soon. We're getting maybe even an XRP ETF. There's a lot of good things to look at. But you can also say there's a lot of bad news during this downturn right here. So you can see we have a 3-wave move down. 1, 2, 3. Question is it going to be 4 and 5? If it's 4 and 5, then that means we're going to get a 3-way move up. And if then that means we're going to have to get 5 back down later. So hopefully it's not 5. Hopefully it's just 3. If it's 3, we can continue. If it's 5, then we have a bigger correction coming. But what I'm saying is everybody is understanding that the tariffs are here. The tariffs aren't going anywhere, right? So this could be a situation where you have a lot of bad news at bottoms, right? Because again, everybody knows about the tariffs and about all that. So it's not like it's new, it's old, right? So if we have one more wave down, so when April 2nd happens, where's April 2nd at? So we'll put that. It's going to literally be literally just in a couple days, right? So 2 more days and we're there. So could this be a sell the news event, right? Or a buy the news? It should be the buy the news event, because you sell the rumor. What's the rumor? Tariffs. Okay, now the tariffs come, right? And then you sell it. Just like, like for example, let's say like an XRP ETF. Let's say this is XRP right here. And the rumor is that we're going to have an XRP ETF. So people buy it. And then we go up and up and up and up. And then the ETF comes out. Brand new ETF comes out. Everybody's excited because they believe that this should push the price higher. But in reality, it was the rumor that created the price to go higher. Just like it is the rumor that the tariffs are going to bring the price lower. And that's what's happening now. But once the tariffs take place, then the news is already said and done. Then it's like, okay, well, what's next? Why would we keep going down? It's already priced in. Markets price in things way before the actual news event takes place. Just like back over here. Here's a really good example. We were going up, 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 right? Once we got up here, what was the narrative associated with the price going up? It was inflation. Remember, everybody was talking about inflation, 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 inflation. You couldn't turn on the TV without hearing inflation. So people believed that the price should go higher to combat inflation, but they don't realize the price already went up. It was pricing in inflation before inflation became a thing, right? If inflation was a popular kid at school, it would have already been known before the kid even showed up at school, right? So that's kind of what we're seeing here. Potentially, right? This is not financial advice. I could be totally wrong. But I'm just speculating. These are ideas. This is not me knowing exactly what's happening. You could see we broke below the bull market support band. We back tested it once. We came down. We back tested it again. That's an issue. We don't want to get too far away from it, right? We don't want to get too far away from it. We want to stay within the confines, because if you notice back over here, we did the same thing. We didn't, the worst we fell below was approximately 20%, and we still survived, right? Back over here, we fell not that much below, but it was like maybe 10%. So between 10 and 20% is our threshold. We don't want to go below that according to the bull market support band. So if I go right there and then I go down 20%, well, look at that. Would you look at that? Would you look at that? It actually coincides with the back test. So that's what we call confluence. There's confluence on that. So let's take a look at, first of all, I didn't look at the quarterly candle on Theta, but let's look at the small time frames real quick. You can see we were flagging out here, right? We came down and we had 3 waves up, we had 3 waves down, and then we came up in this flag, which is most likely 3, and then we broke below it. So a lot of times you have to come back down to support. It looks like we have 5 though. It looks like we have 1, 2, and then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, all of that's 3, 4, 5. It looks like we have 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 waves down. We spiked the high a little bit here, and let's see if we can maybe flag out a little bit and then get back a little bit higher, right? What we, April 2nd's coming. What we don't want to do is rally into, like if something bad was going to happen, like for example, when the Federal Reserve speaks, you get a lot of volatility, right? But if the price is going up into a news event, that could turn the price down. If the price is going, so here's the news event right here. This is April 2nd. So if the price goes down into that event, and then the event occurs, and everybody knows it occurs, that could be a buy the news event, right? And then come back up. So we'll see. I'm not holding my breath. I'm not saying that's what's going to happen. Again, there is a definite possibility we could break below this range for XRP, which would invalidate the triangle. But what it would really do is give us, again, 3 down. We would have 3 waves up. Actually, let me spread it out so it's a little bit more spread out so we can kind of see it like this. Let me go up to the daily maybe a little bit. There we go. All right, so let's do it like this. So we have 3 waves down, we have 3 waves up, and then we would get 3 waves back down, right? So that would be our A, our WXY, B, and C. Just like that. And then the sub waves would be 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 for B, and then 1, 2, it could be 3 or 5. If it's 5, it's going to be an ABC. If it's 3, it could be a WXY. So basically something like that. So let me just change that back to W, X, and Y. There you go. So we would break below this, and what happened then is people would then believe, okay, we broke below, so that's going to initiate the descending triangle, the measured move, right? But in reality, we don't get to the measured move. We probably get to about $1.70. I'm thinking between $1.60 and $1.70. Now it could be, maybe I would say more like $1.50 to $1.70 because you have this area here, which is right at $1.50. So there's $1.63 and there's $1.30. I don't think it's gonna go that low. I think you're more looking at like $1.55 up to $1.70, somewhere around there, right? So, and then another way we can, I mean, can it go lower? Yeah, let's see. If we take a trend-based fib extension, it's probably going to land us maybe a little bit below $1.50. So from here to here, and then we go back up, you can see that 786 is right at $1.71, but the one-to-one extension is right around $1.48. So this move, and this move here, that completes the wave, right? So then once we're here, that's when we can start to go higher. Now, if we lose this area, then it's like, okay, now we have something much more serious, because it seems like Trump wants to pop the bubble in the stock market. It seems like he wants, because you only have 4 years, right? So to me, you would want to bring the market down soon. That way you can reset everything and then make it go up later on. So there's another way we can measure this as well. Let's take it from here, then take it down, and then we'll take it up. And that brings it even worse. That brings us down to $1.31. So let's see. All right, let's take a look at a few more things. Like when I look at ADA, it looks completely bearish. I just don't like the way it looks anymore. It looks bad. Because to me, it looks like we have we have 3 waves up, okay, and then we have 3 waves down, and then it looks like we have a 1, and then we're flagging out for a 2. I mean, this could really accelerate. So we could have 3 waves down, we could have 3 waves up, and then 3 waves back down. This is an inverse chart. So in reality, it would be 3 down, 3 up, and then 1, 2, 3 down. And theoretically, though, the 3-wave move could be finished right now. Look. We got 3 down, we got 3 up, and then what if this is 1, 2, 3? But look how small that 3rd wave is, you know? But maybe it's that small because what happened? Because the stupid Trump strategic reserve tweet screwed it up, you know? It really screwed up the chart. So I don't know what he was trying to do. I think that Trump pump was to get his insiders out of the market, right? That's why he tweeted it out, probably to get his sons probably to bail his sons out of the market. Remember his son said, buy the Ethereum dip? Well, that didn't work out, did it? Well, at least not yet, but he probably tweeted it out to bring the price back up here so then he can exit. And then now we're left holding the bag, you know? So, crazy. All right, let's keep looking around. Litecoin finally has 5. And we have bullish divergence on the daily. And I think the 2-day. No, not the 2-day. So just the daily. And the 12-hour. And the 4-hour. Actually, interesting, we don't have divergence on the 4-hour, so I don't really like that. But we do have 5 waves, right? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then, so what we want to see, guys, we want to see 5 waves in wave 4. Or wave 5? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So look at that. We got 5 waves in wave 5. So this could be literally the bottom, guys. This could be the bottom. No lie. I mean, this if it's not the bottom, then we're in much deeper trouble. Like even for, let me go back to XRP for a minute. Like this needs to be the bottom for the triangle thesis. A, B, C, D, E, or no, A, B, C, D, E. Yeah, there we go. Something like that. So this has to be the E. right? And if this is the E, this has to be the bottom, and then we can start flying to the upside. So it makes it's kind of weird because April 2nd is here, you know, and even BCB came out and said, you know, this could break down. You know, it could be a bad situation, in which case he would have to sell 20% of his holdings if we do break down. So we're in a situation where this is do or die, pretty much. But if it is, let's say it is die, right? Again, it still means we have one more chance, because if this is a three-way move down and we have to flush the low at maybe $1.70 or whatever. Actually, let me take a line here. I'm going to take this line from here all the way down, just like that. And then I'm going to take this. It should give me $1.40. No, actually it was $1.65. Here we go. Yeah. So yeah. So again, 3 down, 3 up, 3 back down. Right? WXY. And we're just finishing this 1, 2, 3-way move. We're finishing this 3-way move. Or it's either that, or we're going to hold here or somewhere around this area and then go back up because of the triangle. But if it's not the triangle, then it's the WXY. Or even the WXYXZ. So there's still a lot of situations on the table. So, you know, we're within this range. And the problem, though, is we just lost the bull market support band, unfortunately. Right? We lost the bull market support band, but, you know, we've taken it out before. It's not too bad. And again, there's a lot of volatility today, too, because we have the quarterly candle. So let's go back to the quarterly candle. Yeah, we need it to close. It's going to be the highest quarterly candle in XRP's history, guys. So, all right, what about Theta? What about Theta's quarterly candle? Let's take a look. Looks terrible. I mean, it looks bad. I mean, we have a bearish engulfing candle, but we also have a 3-way move down, right? We have 3 up, we have 3 down. So I'm still looking for 3 back up, right? If we take the low out, then that means that this was a 3-way move, right? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This was the retrace, and then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down. So we have 5, 3, 5. We get back down, drastically down to, you know, between 30 cents and 15 cents. I know nobody wants to hear that. But think about that would be life-changing. If you could buy Theta at 15 cents, knowing that the all-time high was $16, you'd be a millionaire. Because if we ever go back to that area, think about the percentage gain. If we had to drop all the way down to, like, say 20 cents and we went up back above $15, that's an 8,000% move, right? So, you know, that's a lot of money if you have the coins to back it up. But let's take a look a little bit closer. Let's take a look at H bar. See, H bar doesn't look too bad. I mean, I don't like H bar that much. I mean, you got 3 waves up, and I you know, you got a rise, a crash, a retrace. So we could be chilling in here for a little bit before I mean, H bar is building a base. That's what it's doing. It's building a structure in here. So just looking at the quarterly candles, it looks okay. What about Filecoin? Filecoin is going to have... So think about this for a second. XRP is going to have the biggest 3-month quarterly candle close in XRP's history. At the same time, Filecoin is going to have the lowest 3-month candle in Filecoin's history. That is such a radical extreme. How could one asset, you know, crypto's correlated, how can one asset have the highest monthly candle, the highest quarterly candle in history, and the other chart has the lowest quarterly candle in history? That is a massive divergence in price. Matic is about to close the lowest quarterly candle close since going all the way back from July, 2021. 2020. October 2020. Man, that's like almost 5 years ago. So we're going to have, that's a serious thing. But look what Matic has done. It created this three-wave shape, right? So we are technically flagging out in here. So we could see a bottom coming in very soon. See, here's the thing. When you get a bottom, people don't expect the bottom to be in. They expect it to go down further, right? But a lot of times the bottom occurs way before people believe that the bottom is in. So, you know, like for example, if we look at Ethereum and people think, you know, Ethereum's got to come down here. Well, it could be that the bottom is already in, right? And then they say, no, there's no way that the bottom is in because there's so much bearishness. Everybody's talking about the tariffs. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly my point. Everybody's freaking out. When everybody is in consensus with the bearishness, that's usually when the bearishness ends, because everybody believes that there's going to be more bearishness, right? So if you believe that there's going to be more bearishness, you're gonna keep selling, right? Let's see. Is there anything else we can look at? I mean, I'm way over my time limit here, but hopefully you guys watched the whole video. Nothing there. What about the 3-month Bitcoin dominance chart? Man, let's see. Oh, we have a 9, or we had a 9. See, we had a 9, and then you could see we broke above the 9, but a lot of times when you break above the 9, it's not really sustained, you know? So that's interesting. We have a 3-month, a quarterly 9 here. So where exactly are we on this? I believe we are right at the 702. Yeah, so we're right there. This is where alt season should start. You know, theoretically, as Bitcoin's in this area, in that area. So Theta fuel, it's looking pretty horrific. I mean, there could be a big chance that we take this low out, man. Unfortunately, but if we did that, it would kind of give us a 3-wave shape. So, you know, it's a bittersweet situation. On one hand, you don't want it to do it, but if it did do it, it'd probably be the final move. AVAX is in a technical spot. You have a 3-wave shape, and you're backtesting this range. You're backtesting the top here. So I think there's a lot of reason to suspect that we should see a bounce. Give us a bounce. Give us some kind of retrace, right? I think that's coming. You know, do we have another big move down before it comes? Look at DOT. DOT is literally at the cusp of breaking down. Oh my God. It's like super close to just complete annihilation. But again, I wouldn't hold my breath because you got 1, 2. I mean, it looks pretty nice. So anyways, I think that should do it for this video. If you guys are working at a job and you guys get a paycheck, which I don't. I have to earn my money through trades. But sometimes I wish I did have a job, right? Because, you know, it's more of a steady income. Like sometimes I'll do really well for several weeks. Sometimes I have to wait for an opportunity. Like right now, I haven't been trading. I've been waiting. I'm waiting and waiting. I'm just kind of, I get in, but you know, sometimes it doesn't work out. So I have to be patient, right? Whereas, you know, you're working a job, you get a paycheck all the time, and dollar cost averaging, you know, if I was working at a job, I would be going heavy where we are now. And if we broke down, I wouldn't care because guess what? I'm going to get more paychecks in the future. You know, as long as you have an income, there's nothing to worry about. Like QNT, you could see we have 3 waves up, and we have 3 waves down. Or we have 3 waves down, 3 waves up, 3 waves back down. I don't know what that means in the grand scheme of things, but one of the coins that I'm really interested in is ICP. It's got this beautiful 3-wave shape. First of all, you had massive capitulation at the end, or at the open here. Boom, all the way down, right? And then you had this beautiful 5-wave move up, and then it was followed by a 3-wave move, a 3-wave pullback. There's nothing better than that. So if we can get a 3, right, and then you get a 4, and then you go up and get a 5. I mean, that's supposed to, you know, or if we don't get that, then what if it's an A, and then we get a B, and then we go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we get a C. Either way, you know, we should see something like that coming soon. But but it's all about when this wave finishes. Is the wave finished? Well, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It looks like we're finished, you know. But if we zoom in a little bit, you can make the argument that we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what I'm doing is I'm just counting the third wave. So this is 1, this is 2, all of that is 3. Now we're in 4. We're going to come up. Maybe we even hit the bull market support band. We get 4, and then we come down in 5, and we take the low out, causing just complete devastation in the market. But it's actually a 5-wave move, and it's complete. Then we bottom out, and then we make our way into the retrace levels. Because this could be 5, and the reason why I say that is because this was only 3, but it could be 5. It's not proportional. More looks like an A, a B, and then it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for C. So it looks like an A, B, C. So it looks like it's 3. This looks like it's 3. And then, come on. And then this looks like it's 5. So C waves always are 5. So anyways, I think that should do it. Everything else, like the meme coin stuff, that's going to be complete annihilation. We have beautiful 5-wave move up in Jasmy coin, and we had a massive A wave. This to me looks like an A wave. This is definitely an impulse, right? So we would rally back into a B, and then we would come down and get a C, and then that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, A, B, C, 2, and then we would go up. So that would mean more downside for sure. Render is another one that I like because you have 5 waves up and you have a 3-wave pullback. So it's not like we're this is not so much of a bear market as it is a correction, right? So yeah, and we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got 5 waves, right? We got 3 down, we got 3 up, we got 5. Everything is saying, hey, we're close, but what is the news saying? What is Twitter saying? What is the sentiment saying? What is the fear saying? It's saying, no, we just begun. We have just begun. And that's what people believe. We have just begun to move down, and we should be going down further. And I believe, yes, we will go down a little bit more on some things, but ultimately, it's really going to be up to, you know, like, if the stock market keeps coming down, right? If we could get a big retracement in the stock market, it'll be a good thing. So we're just gonna have to wait and see. But I really like the 5-wave move down. We came back up. I think this is the bottom somewhere in here. Yes, we could make another low, but even still, I think, you know, we need a retrace. Once we get that retrace, then we can reset everything and look at it from a different angle, because once we get to July, I don't think people are going to be too harped on the tariffs, you know, because once the tariffs come, people are going to say, you know what, it's not so bad. once we have at least 60 days worth of tariffs, people are going to realize, it's not too bad, and they're going to go on and move with whatever. So anyways, that'll do it for this video. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. Like, subscribe, drop a comment, let me know what you think, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Cheers. Remember, though, it's not financial advice. I'm just we're just trying to figure things out. That's what it's about. So I will catch you guys on the next one. Cheers.